I frequently get asked, where do I start? I love the idea of being a minimalist, but I really love to have tons of books around. Or I love to have tons of craft supplies. Or I enjoy having expensive things around me. There are many types of minimalists, and before we can learn about each form of minimalism, we must first understand why we minimalists exist. When we learn to be content with the least amount of things, happiness comes easily as we focus on what is most important to us. We no longer have to be concerned with material items and their market worth. We will save more money if we spend less money on unnecessary items to keep at home. Our minimalism style may be determined by our values. Minimalism is not a one-size-fits-all approach to living. But every one of us has chosen to live on less. And we have a distinct strategy and aim. What kind of minimalist lifestyle do you think would suit you? Well, to comprehend it, you must first understand the different types of minimalists and how they choose to live. Let's first look at the aesthetic minimalist. Visual attractiveness is vital for an aesthetic minimalist. Such minimalists can be seen all over social media, sharing gorgeous photos of their sparsely designed houses, workplaces, or more, with white walls, a handful of geometric furniture items, and perhaps one plant to bring color. This minimalist is a great example of people that value the minimalistic aesthetic style. This aesthetic is clear from a quick glance at their Instagram posts. For them, minimalism isn't always about having less possessions. They eliminate visual clutter for a look that screams less is more. For example, someone may apply foundation, concealer, corrector, and so on to their face, only to use nude lip colors to look as if no makeup has been applied. Then there's the essential minimalist. Essential minimalism, often known as essentialism, is all about balancing wants and necessities. An essentialist is focused with surviving on the basic necessities. They often have a limited quantity of everything. They are always attempting to determine how much they can live without, so determining how little they require to exist. Many of them do not intentionally practice minimalism, and many are likely unaware their way of life has a name. From clothing to food supplies, their major goal is to reduce waste. Their lives are centered on the quality of their goods and their lifestyle. The quantity is little. Eco-minimalists. The goal of this sort of minimalism is to find solutions to lessen the harm done to the environment. It is ideals that lead some individuals to a minimalist lifestyle, not vice versa. A vegan, for example, might never pick animal-tested cosmetic or beeswax candles. Their focus is on leading a life that will allow them to defend the globe. As a result, their options for items and brands are also limited. They also want to consider how much trash or pollution they produce. Their attention is drawn to the broader picture, to how their actions and lifestyles affect the rest of the world. There's the Nomad minimalist. Nomadic minimalists are constantly ready to pack their belongings and depart since they love to travel. Or they are prepared to uproot their life and relocate. As a result, they take care not to spread their roots too far. Their lives aren't about staying in one spot, and they can't be confined. Simple, carefree living may result in a wandering lifestyle. Or the person may simply get tired of going in circles and wants to explore the world. They don't require a luxurious house and will not squander money on it. They can become digital nomads, or maybe their jobs may require them to travel, and their suitcases are always packed. Frugal minimalists. A frugal minimalist focuses on spending the least amount of money possible and solely on needs. Minimalism can be unintentional for such folks, since they are compelled to live on what they can afford. Others choose minimalism as a way of life because they have a particular financial goal in mind. The major objective of a frugal minimalist is to spend the least amount of money while yet living a full life. They may decide to design a wardrobe with fewer clothing or a modest family automobile rather than a sports car. They can have their own food garden or purchase only at secondhand stores. And there's the mindful minimalist. The mindful minimalist's primary purpose is to assess the pleasure qualities of everything they own. The majority are influenced by organizing consultant Marie Kondo, who stated that minimalism begins with the question, does it spark joy? This is how you might begin assessing your assets. Mindful minimalism does not begin with purging. It all starts with selecting what we want. Then ask why we want each item. Is it of any use? Is it representative of our current situation? Or is it just a relic of the past? We get rid of things that no longer bring us joy and wholeness. There's digital minimalism. Digital minimalists have an enviable, clean, and ordered desktop and phone screen. Their email address is clear of spam, and they have no outstanding messages in the notifications section. They don't have any useless apps on their phones to distract them from their work or lives. Digital minimalists keep their online presence to a minimum. Even extreme peer pressure cannot break them. And they avoid social media platforms to avoid being distracted by trends. They would rather not register on random platforms using their email address and disable all alerts. So as you can see, there are many types of minimalists, based on the goal of simplicity and what we choose to preserve or discard. Some devote their entire life to art, while others simply like having high-quality things around them. Some people wish to restart their lives, while others want to live free. The fact is that minimalism is challenging, which is why most people are uninterested in pursuing it. As a result, don't expect to become one overnight. You'll need to create objectives and focus your attention on things and even actions that are both necessary and sufficient for you to attain happiness and fulfillment in life. Remember that in order to discover the appropriate path to minimalism, you may need to give up items you like and hordes of memories in anticipation of the future. You might have to give up on your interest in collectibles. As a result, it's preferable to take modest steps rather than a large leap of faith all at once. At the end of the day, it depends on what works for you. You may be an eclectic minimalist and incorporate some aspects of all of the above. That's what I do. Follow your heart and create your own path to minimalism. Minimalism will allow you to live more with less. See you next time.